Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. A game of fate or a simple change in DNA. Some rare conditions can trigger many disturbing deformities in children. What's incredible, however, is their response to such unique illnesses. Let us have a look over their lives and stories of these incredible kids, who are 1 in a million on this planet. Smallest brain. Meet this small dude who defied all the odds and was a beacon of strength for everyone at a very tender age. Jackson Buell was born with microcephaly in Florida, the United States. This condition often has very little brain growth, but this little kid was missing 80% of his brain. Jackson had a very small head, which is abnormal, and doctors didn't have much faith in him to survive. But he proved everyone wrong. Jackson was believed to only survive for a year, but he exceeded everyone's assumptions and lost his life at the age of 5. It's hard to believe that someone without 80% of their brain could live that long, but Jackson proved everyone wrong. Conjoined Brothers. A pair of twin brothers were born with a defect in Delhi, India. The two brothers were attached to the same body, and they share the same stomach, liver, and genitalia. Their defect was an unfortunate event for them, as their parents abandoned them, and they were raised by the Pingalwara Association in Amritsar. Despite their condition, the Sona and Mona twins got their diploma in electrical engineering, and also got a government job as electricians to live a normal life. They also have exceeded their limits to survive together, and try to be happy in their condition. These brothers continue to inspire others to become strong, to live an incredible life. Hairiest Girl. This next clip will surprise you, and it'll be hard for you to believe in it. Supatra Sasufan was a girl born in Thailand with a very distinct feature that made her different from other girls. Supatra had an extreme growth of hair on all of her body, especially her face. She was famously known as the Wolf Girl. This condition was a result of a disease called Mermaid Syndrome, and only 50 people on Earth have been known to have this condition. Nothing worked on her immense amount of hair, not even laser treatment, and the only solution for her was to continuously shave her face to live a normal life. Giant hands. A boy named Khalib suffers from a disease that made his life more difficult. The Indian boy was diagnosed with macrodactyly, which caused him to have very enlarged hands. The condition is a genetic problem in which the patient suffers with overgrowth of underlying bones and tissues. Kaleem was only 8 when his problem hit him and caused him to become dependent on his parents for almost everything. His giant hands have made him a victim of bullying in society. His hands were measured to have 33 centimeters in size, which was reduced through surgery, and Kaleem was finally able to join school. Brain above head. This next clip will show that hope is not just a word, and it can bring wonders to us. A baby named Bentley was born with encephalocele, which is a rare birth defect that causes brain damage because the neural tube of the baby that makes the brain and spinal cord doesn't get closed during pregnancy. And in this case, the lump over her head had a part of brain in it. This kind of case was very difficult to operate on, but the doctors managed to find a way to treat this condition, and they successfully brought down his remaining part of the brain into his main skull, and Bentley became a completely normal and healthy baby again. Trapped in baby body. Everyone must remember the famous movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, where a man was seen aging backwards. Well, it seems like this kind of condition is somewhat real. A little girl, Gabby, was born with a very rare condition in Billings, Montana. She was an 8-year-old kid, but had the body of a toddler. Her condition made her age very slowly, and it took her 4 years to only become 1 year old. However, several tests revealed that she had a brain abnormality, and due to her optic nerve damage, she was born blind. This bizarre condition was still unknown to doctors, and they didn't give any name to this disorder. Conjoined twins. In many cases, abnormalities often affect twins more than just one baby. This is the case of conjoined twins in the Philippines, who have been craniophagus since their birth, meaning their skulls were fused together. These twin girls, named Joy and Joyce, had their heads attached with each other in a very complex manner. Both girls' body positions are opposite to each other. At birth, the doctor gave an estimation that they would only live up to 10 years, but the girls were more powerful than their expectations and continued to live their lives in a healthy and happy manner. The girls love to make TikTok videos to show their strength to the world. Alien-Faced Baby. A woman in Venezuela was eager to become a mother, but she didn't know what was coming her way. She gave birth to a baby girl who had many defects in her whole body, except her organs and spine. She was born with a big head with squinted eyes, making her look like an alien. The doctors revealed that it was due to a condition called amniotic band syndrome. Eliane became entangled in the amniotic bands in the womb, which restricted the blood flow to her and affected her development. Her internal system worked fine, but all her body parts were defective. Rarest skin. One of the rarest conditions that could affect children is called harlequin ichthyosis. Two sets of sisters from different families in the UK had the same disease that gave them an abnormal skin. Lucy and Hannah Betts and the other siblings Dana and Lena Bowen are the affected children of this condition. The kids have an overgrown amount of skin on their bodies, giving them a flaky and cracked look. The disease causes the person to grow an abnormal amount of skin rapidly, more so than a regular human. The harlequin disease is caused by a defect in the genes of parents, and this condition is very dangerous, as the improper skin could even prove dangerous to the child's life. Half Tree Man. This next clip is hard to watch. An Indonesian man named Didi had a very rare and unbelievable disease. The man was from a village of Jakarta and had hard warts spread all over his body. The warts were hard structures that would give the look of a tree. His hands were completely caught up with these overgrown warts, so much that he couldn't use them for anything. The doctors revealed that this disease is caused by a human papillomavirus, but the excess growth of warts is due to his very weak immune system that couldn't fight with the virus well and can't let him heal properly. Indonesian doctors performed surgery on Didi, and with careful procedures, they were able to lessen the amount of warts on his body, and he was able to move his hands for the first time. Now, it's time for today's video's special pick. A picture was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you ever want to know the story about any picture, send it to us, and who knows, it might be covered for you in the next video. A kid was born with a very large head that was definitely an abnormal thing. The kid was from a Persian family and had hydrocephalus. The condition is a birth defect that causes excessive amounts of cerebral fluid in the brain, which makes the ventricles widen, and it results in an abnormal size of the head. Hydrocephalus is a dangerous condition, as the excessive fluid puts immense pressure on the brain, and it can also lead to hemorrhage, head trauma, or a tumor. The disease is a neurological disorder, and it's important to treat this condition before it gets worse. However, the kid was subjected to a surgery, and his head was successfully reduced to the normal size of a skull. Mermaid Syndrome. Harper Gray was just a normal girl who only had one problem. Both of her legs were attached to each other, and she only had a tiny kidney. Harper's parents knew about their baby's condition even before her birth through ultrasound results. After her birth, the true condition of her legs was observed, and doctors knew that it was cyanomelia, which caused her legs to fuse with each other. But it was possible to perform surgery to detach her legs so she could walk. The surgery was successful, and Harper was able to stand on her feet with some support. Genetic defect. Adalia Rose Williams was the rarest girl born on this planet. She had a rare genetic condition called Hutchinson-Gilford, or progeria. The condition caused her to have premature aging, and despite her age, she was rapidly growing old. Her skin became loose and wrinkled like an old lady. This disorder doesn't let the person stay alive for long, and usually the patient has heart problems and only lives up to 13 years old. Adalia, however, fell ill at the age of 15 and lost her hearing completely. She still learned to read lips, but after a few months, she lost her life. There was no undoing the death. Adalia was a very different girl. Despite her unlikely looks, she lived her life to the fullest and had her own YouTube channel for makeup videos. Mermaid Girl. Mermaids are the most beautiful creatures in little girl stories, but after watching this clip, you'll know that these things also exist in real life. Shiloh Pepin was a girl born with only one leg in Kennebunkport in Maine. She also had a partially working kidney, but no lower colon or genital organs. The lower portion of her body was only attached to just one leg. This condition is called Sirenomelia, or Mermaid Syndrome. Her parents were told that their daughter wouldn't survive, but she defied the odds. She had 2 kidney transplants and lived a normal life, but still, her condition wasn't strong enough, and she lost her life at the age of 10 due to pneumonia and kidney failure. See you next time!